Alright, so in this video we are gonna basically get data from the user profile, and then we're also gonna change a bit inside the data. So basically one of the things I we're gonna change is gonna be this to make it a post request, because we are gonna post the token in, and then we are gonna go in here, and actually we can just keep it like this, and then we can use this, which is basically a user variable that will get the token we're gonna post through Postman, and then we're gonna instead just use the user variable here to get the data. So the reason why we're doing this is because so if you want to join my Discord channel, you can do that. The link will be in the description or right there in the picture. You will be able to contact me personally, get help and advice on the channel, or just post really awesome memes. So if you really want to join it, you should definitely do it. Again, the link will be in the description, and let's continue with the video. Found some issues with the other part of it, and at the moment this seems to be working perfectly fine, so we are gonna stick with that so far. Another thing we also need to change is inside the config folder, which we're gonna look at in the end of the video, but let's go and create this function here. So the way we're gonna do this is we're gonna create a function called profile. If you remember, this is from in here. We have this get user ID. So what we want to do in here is we basically want to first try to find the ID, which we will pass in here. And then we want to create a user variable that will try to find the ID. In case that it succeeds, we are going to return a JSON response with the user details we want to return. And in case it doesn't succeed, we are going to return JSON response with the errors, and then underneath that root error. So let's go in and say here what we're going to say if we're not going to succeed. So in the case that we cannot find any data, we will simply just do like this. So the root error is going to be could not find the user. In the case that we actually find the user, we're going to return a response with JSON. And then here we're going to return basically name. And we also want to return an ID. The reason why we want to return the ID is because we might need to use it for some particular random reason, but I mean, it's always a great idea to return the necessary details. So we also want to return the username. We don't want to return the email because that could potentially lead to some security reasons when we are going to store it in the VueJS state, and someone as a developer have the VueJS data can go in and might be able to find it. So for security reasons, we're not going to store the email unless we for some reason need to use it later on. And then we want to store the country. And we also want to store when the user was created. And now let's go in and update the config file. So the thing about the config file is we need to update just very simple details to make it function with the authentication card. So let's go in and do that now. Alright, great. So let's test this out now. So first of all, inside our routes, make sure that you have a route, and in this case we're gonna choose to call this one to get the profile is just me, and the dates are gonna be called profile. Actually, let's change this to user ID. Sorry about that. So if you go in now, you can see we will pass the user ID in here. So what we can do now is we can go in here and we can say get a user 1. This would then return this user here, and this way you can actually return a lot of it. If we then type in an ID that does not exist, we will get this back with an errors and then root error. And so now we want to be sure that we can get the create add and updated add here. So if we go in and log in again, copy and paste this token here, go in here and say simply me dates, and then let's put in a post request. Actually, let's ignore this for now, and then go in here, say authorization, and then we want to say viewer, and then we want to add in all of this here. Inside the body, we want we want to copy and paste this into the body here. So we want to have the accept application JSON and the content type, and then we want to go in here and say token. And then we of course also want to change the dates to a post request, just double checking that things looks alright in here. It does. So if we now go in and post this, we should be able to get the dates here. Alright, great. So thank you very much for watching this video. In the next video, we're gonna do something fairly simple, and that's just getting all of the user information that we need, which is everything you use to get authenticated. The reason why we are grabbing this data here is so we can update the last updated ad. In not every second, but like a little bit more often. So if the user is inactive for like a bit, and then looks at the update time, it will be updated. Again, this is also about performance. So if you are in a scenario where you wanna have a lot of functions on the website, don't do this. But we're gonna talk much more about this on the front end when we get that far. So see you in the next video.